Samara Morgan was born on the January 2, 1970. Her mother was Evelyn Borden and her father was Galen Burke. As a baby, Samara was born with supernatural abilities. She put horrible visions in her mother's head. Evelyn tried to drown her. This was not successful, and Samara was given up for adoption. She was adopted by Anna and Richard Morgan. They were horse breeders and they lived in a lighthouse on Moscow Island. Samara put visions in her new parents' heads as well. Anna consulted Dr. Grasnik, the local doctor, about the gruesome images in her head, but being unable to help her, Dr. Grasnik referred both Anna and Samara to Eola Psychiatric Hospital. Under 24/7 surveillance, Anna was treated for depression and suicidal thoughts. Samara's powers were observed by a psychiatrist named Dr. Scott. During her stay in Eola Psychiatric Hospital, Samara was unable to sleep and displayed her dementia by burning images onto transparent film, which Dr. Scott uses as evidence for her powers. Samara killed about 36 horses with her powers. Her mother eventually ended up killing Samara by putting her head in a bag, hitting her with a rock, and pushing her down a well. Her mother closed the well so she couldn't escape. Samara survived down in the well for 7 days until finally dying. When she died, she created a tape with hints to her past and that anyone who would watch it would die in 7 days. After the victim has watched the tape, you will get a phone call saying 7 days, and on the 7th day, Samara will come for you from the TV and kill you just by staring in your eyes. At that moment, you will get a flash of horrible visions overloading your brain, leaving a deformed body behind. The only way to stop the curse is by creating a copy of the tape and watching it before the 7 days are over. After Anna killed her daughter, she jumped from a cliff and died. Richard didn't die until later when he electrocuted himself in a bathtub. A journalist named Rachel Keller starts investigating the death behind her niece Katie. She comes across the ring tape that her daughter was watching. Rachel and her son, Aidan, end up watching the tape. But luckily she creates a copy and they both watch it before their 7 days are over. Samara comes back for revenge by possessing her son. She puts his head in the water to get rid of Samara as she hates water, and it works. Rachel ends up finding Samara's mother and she tells Rachel to be a good mother because she wasn't. Rachel ends up going inside the TV where Samara comes from and falls into the well where she died. Rachel escapes the well and traps Samara inside so she can never get out again. Years later, the ring curse is reactivated. During a plane flight, a man named Carter reveals that he watched the ring tape. All the screens start turning on and all the passengers die in the crash. 2 years after the crash, a collage professor named Gabriel Brown buys a VCR containing the ring tape. A girl named Julia finds Gabriel and discovers he is part of a group called Seven. They experiment in the tapes and passing them down to different people once their time has almost ran out. One of the members, Sky, invites Julia to her apartment where she forces her to watch the tape as her time is almost out. Julia locks herself in the bathroom and Sky is killed by Samara. Julia later discovers that her boyfriend Holt has watched the tape and only has 12 hours to live. Julia watches the tape, and the next day she copies it and watches it again. On this version, she finds that she has to burn the remains of Samara to stop her. She locates Samara's father, Galen Burke. She finds Samara's remains behind the wall in her father's wall, but he tries to stop her because he says that cremating her body will unleash an evil on the world. He blinded himself so he could never see his daughter. When she is attacked by Burke, she drops her phone which starts playing the cursed tape. Samara comes out from the phone and faces her father. She cures his blindness so she can kill him. Once they burn the body, Holt translates the burn on her hand from the phone that she picked up. It translates to rebirth. Julia's copy of the tape is then automatically sent to everyone in the world. Julia peels off the burn from her hand to reveal gray skin underneath. She then pulls a long string of hair from her mouth only for a cicada to hatch from the end. She then walks to the mirror and wipes the glass. Her reflection is Samara.
She is reborn.